Okay. So today is our last day of a free masterclass, right? Before our up-level event on Saturday. So FYI, I just want to let you guys know it's been such a great 3 days so far. It's nice preparing for all of you, and you learning some of these tools I think would really help you move towards where you really want to go in your life, right? So find a comfortable seat, or perhaps squat down, whatever feels good, child's pose. I would put my hands together just in front of my heart, and we're all gonna put the tip of our tongue at the roof of our mouth. And we're gonna breathe in through our nose and exhale through the back of our throat, the first 3 breaths. And then we're gonna just do inhale in and out of our nose, okay? So ready, let's begin. Take a deep breath in through our nose. And then exhale, like, take a deep breath in through our nose. Exhale through the back of our throat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through the back of your throat. This time, if you want to just shift to nostril, like nose breathing, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. 2 more breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. 1 more time. And then exhale through your nose. All right. I'm going to put my fingertip above my upper lip and my other hand on my belly button to just call all of my energies back to me now. So go ahead and call all of your energies back to you now. I'm feeling the love. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. So today, like Tuesday, you learned a lot about your own human design, right? And I know from my human design teacher, she says it takes a good 3 years to even figure out where to land your spot. That I don't quite believe in 3 years. It depends on your comfort level. It depends on how fast you want to shift, right? So my job today is to really educate you on bringing your spiritual expansion to your physical reality. In other words, if it's connected, I think you're going to figure out exactly what to do next, right? Because a lot of times we have so many ideas and we want to do so many things, but then you don't even know if that's your energy or somebody else's thought or idea. My goal for you is for you to understand what's really good for you, and then what's the next step to take to really get there, right? It could be my program, it could be somebody else's program. It doesn't really matter if I can educate you to really get there, right? Like, what is it that you need to do next, okay? So in our hour together, you're gonna learn a few things today. That's why I said have a pen and paper ready, because you might want to like jot down notes, or if you just want to listen and be fully present, that's also fine, because you can also get the recording after we're done, okay? So whatever feels right for you, that's what you'll do today. All right, so we're gonna define what is spiritual expansion. Because if you think about, you used to be skinny and then you start to get fatter, that might not be a good thing for you, right? So you want to know, what is that thing that she's talking about? I'm going to talk about a little bit of the overview of the chakra system or your energy center. the energetic boundaries in your aura, right? That beautiful rainbow bubble around you. All of us have it, by the way. And what are some of the syndromes and symptoms that we experience if these boundaries suddenly have a hole or a tear, or maybe we had a negative experience that triggered a negative emotion and suddenly we don't know what to do or we think like somebody else, right? So we want to know, how do you actually take care of yourself without any influence from another person, right? And what is your physical reality like, right now? Because obviously, if there are certain things that need to change in your life, you feel like, oh my God, I thought I've arrived. We really don't arrive, right? Until we figure out the lesson behind it. And for you to bridge the two worlds, you do have to understand what's at play. Otherwise, you're like just kind of like roaming around, figuring out, la la la, what am I gonna do next? Okay. So there are 7 basic chakra system. In human design, they said that it already changed to 9. Well, from my experience, there's 12, 12 different chakra system. So I'm sharing with you like the age of development, like when did we actually develop these energy centers? So your first chakra is that red thing at the bottom where your money, health, and relationships and survival issues arise. So from womb to 6 months, the first chakra is actually activated. Chakra 2. So can you imagine what happens if you have some trauma while at birth, right? So if you have trauma at birth, or there were some issues then when you were a child, so do you now know why you start having money problems at a certain time in your life, right? Now, Chakra 2, which is the orange center here, it's formed between 6 months to 2.5 years of age. Okay. So again, think about the experiences you had when you were 6 months to 2.5. Some of us have forgotten it because we don't want to think about it, how bad it was, right? Sometimes it's good. So then you don't have any problem with that, right? Chakra 3 is formed between 2.5 to 4.5 years old. Chakra 4, which is your heart center, okay? By the way, chakra 1, 2, 3 are all physical earth centers, okay? And then chakra 4 is the bridge, that's the heart. That's formed between 4.5 to 6.5 years old. Now our throat, chakra 5, is between 6.5 to 8.5 years old. Chakra, where are we now? 6 is 8.5 to 14 years old. So you know how when you're like a kid, you can really see a lot, but then, you see pretty much anything. But then when people say, oh, don't talk about that other world or spirit world, then you can shut that down because they said that it's not allowed in the family or some other thought process you had. So that's what happens there. Chakra 7 is between 14 to 21 years old. And then if you go a foot above you, 21 to 28 is chakra 8. That's the spiritual gateway. Now your manifestation chakra happens between 28 to 35, okay? Now chakra 10 is another physical chakra, right? Normally that's like 2 feet below your feet, the bottom of your feet. And some literatures will say it's above the ninth, right? So that's from preconception, like all of the things that you know about your ancestors. Sometimes nobody tells you, but you kind of know something happened, like maybe bad, if you were like a family of those people who died in the railroad tracks, right? Maybe during a revolution, during the dark ages. So if you've had recollection of those or some dreams, it's because your 10th chakra is being active. It's between 35 to 42 years old. And then your 11th chakra is 42 to 49 years old, and your 12th chakra is 49 to 56. And then after that, you go back again to 1. It's like every 7 years, okay? So you're getting older and you're like, well, how come that's getting triggered again? My money problems, my survival issues, my emotional problems, my power center, my heart center, because every 7 years it keeps on being reactivated, and then it's asking you, what lesson am I supposed to learn again? That's how that works. Okay. All right. Ian, I think you have a question. You're saying something. Go ahead. You have to.
So since I'm past that last one, I'm tremendously interested to hear this. So you're back to 1 after the 56. And then do you trail through all of them in 7 years, or you're at 1 for 7 years?
7 years, 7 years. Yeah,
okay,
1 again, and then 2, and then 3.
So just a few months or some months for each one?
Yes. So let me share that. I think
that's coming.
You ask a very valid question. So let me, I believe there's, hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out my notes here. I have some beautiful notes about this. Okay. So when you reach, let's say after age 56, the chakra development begins recycling again. So your first chakra is revisited from 56, oh, I'm sorry, this is a typo, 56 to 63, okay? So for those of you who are up there, 56 to 63, second chakra is revisited between 63 to 70. It's fun, huh? We get to visit every single department. It looks like a stop, a train stop. Third chakra is revisited between 70 to 77. Fourth, your heart, right? Between 77 to 84. Do you notice like the older people, they just want some love and they're very sensitive. Like whatever you say kind of hurts them sometimes. I'm experiencing this because I have some aging parents that kind of acts like a kid. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh, okay. I forgot about the chakra system being revisited. Fifth chakra is between 84 to 91. Throat, right? Throat. Sixth chakra between 91 to 98. And the seventh chakra is between 98 to 105. So do you see how this wheel of life is happening? Then you're like, I wonder, she wasn't like that when she was younger, but she just acts so differently, right? Sound familiar? You're like, Vienna's like, yes, now I'm getting it. It kind of it helps you understand maybe your mom, like just the way they behave a certain way, right? Okay. So our energetic boundaries, when they're working properly, they kind of look like, ooh, it's just a beautiful color and you like hanging out with the person because they're just a delight to be with. That's on the left side. It's a flowing aura, right? The energetic boundary. But when somebody's really negative, they kind of look like the other side on the right. Do you see that? You're like, oh my God, I'm so tired after hanging out with that person. I don't even know why I feel so gloomy, right? So there's a main difference. Like, do you like hanging out with your person? Well, you can ask yourself that. Do you like hanging out with yourself or not? Because if you don't, that's a problem, right? There's something in your energetic boundary that's probably not working very well. And you may have to not blame everybody else around you and just look at you and go, okay, I want to feel better, because you want to hang out with you too, right? You want to feel better, but you don't know how. So that's why we suggest different things to help you get better right away, instead of waiting for someone to tell you that, I don't like you, or there's a problem. So now you really need to do something else, because now you have to keep on changing friends or whatever that is, right? So please pay attention to your own self, and just it's a good self-examination when we do these things.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
On that. So I'm very comfortable with myself. I enjoy my company.
Good.
Sometimes the second picture over there, that's the way when I hang out with some people, it's the way I feel. And I've stopped hanging around with a lot of those people because
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I sat in my car a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, I feel like going to, no, I'm not going to call that person because I don't want to change I didn't want to change the energy of how I felt.
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying? They
Yeah,
can
yeah.
make,
You
they can,
choose your new friends. You choose new people to hang out with instead of like, why do you beat yourself up? If you don't feel good with that person, why do you keep on doing it?
no, yeah,
Right?
because I've let a lot of people go during the pandemic. Lots.
Good.
All my friends are virtual now. I love my virtual friends.
Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so I did give this chart to you. I actually found this in the internet, right? So as you know, your base chakra, so we're just gonna go over at least the basics, right? I am your root, right? You are you. I am, and go ahead, let's all touch that part. So the pubic bone area, you just say to yourself, I am, and whatever you are that. And then go to below your belly button, say, I feel. Okay, you can finish the sentence. Okay, and then on your belly, right, the power center, your stomach area, I will. Whatever that is. Okay, then put your hand on your heart, say, I love. I do like sunshine and nature. Okay, now touch your throat, say, I speak. I speak my truth. Okay, now touch the in between your eyebrows, say, I know. So I usually say, I know I am loved. Okay, and then the top is, I understand. See how that feels? It just kind of gets you to affirm it's already there, right? All you got to do is sometimes turn it on or activate it properly because sometimes you forget, okay? And even in this chart, so please remember to download whatever we put on the guide because that's going to go away by Friday night, by tomorrow night. We're going to take it out of that site, okay? Of that Facebook group. So this was there. So please download it, save it somewhere so that you can have a copy of it. There's even some suggested yoga poses for you to actually work on yourself to help yourself get better, right? Because you can start clearing some of these chakras yourself, either by exercise, by crystals, by certain, essential oils, certain foods. See how many things can we do to improve ourselves, right? A lot. And you can work on one chakra every week if you like. If that
Did you have this
suits
on the
you.
last up level? Did you have this on the last up level? That
No.
people
Every
were-
up level I do, as you know, Shifra, is different because you've been attending those for a
Right.
while. Never.
Did you have this in a class though? Did you do this in a class where we all got the paperwork?
I believe it's in one of my programs. So I
Thank
don't
you.
remember all of the programs I have. So I have a lot. All right. So healing and numbers. Okay. So I want to share with you how you can use numbers to help you get better. So this is the most learned of the ancients because they believe that the numbers represented the fundamental principles of the universe. Because you know how numbers don't lie. Have you heard that? Numbers don't lie. It's constant. It's either you have money in the bank or you don't have money in the bank. It's physical reality, right? Money is only in the physical plane though, okay? Today, many scientists are drawing upon the workings of mathematics, frequencies, geometry, and other numerically based approaches to explain healing, right? We now have new therapeutic modalities going everywhere. If you click the internet or the radio or podcast, you're going to see different kinds of energy healing modalities. Some people call this numerology. Not necessarily because I know there's Chaldean, there's American or Western. It's really up to you what discipline you follow. I'm just going to offer you the basic principles of how you can use numbers for your own healing. Okay. All right. Before we go there, I want to discuss the different syndromes that we all sometimes get because we live with our family members, right? These are the energetic boundary violations based on Cindy Dale's book, Energetic Boundaries. There's the paper doll syndrome. That means you're stuck in a repetitive pattern that won't go away no matter what you do, and you feel powerless to change recurring cycles like a hamster on the wheel. So it's kind of like a debt, right? Like you're in a recurring debt pattern. Like you pay it off, but you go back to it. You do it again, do it again, do it again. Okay, so that could be a paper doll. Or you keep on attracting the wrong man or the wrong partner, so to speak, in your life. It's like you think it's the partner, that something's wrong with the partner, but somehow when you married another partner, the partner became a Jekyll and Hyde later on. So that's still a paper doll syndrome, because I had a client who married three times, three different wives, and he was attending physical therapy at that time for his swelling in his legs, like lymphedema. And I said, so what's the difference between your wife number one, wife number two, and wife number three? He said, honestly, I gave up on that because it seems like I change wives, but they just change faces, but somehow they turn out to be the same after the third time. So somehow the common denominator is him, right? But then he realized that he is marrying the same woman over and over again. They just look different. So what does that tell you guys? If we don't change, because we're the common denominator for the different partners, we're going to have the same complaint about our partner until we shift. All right, vampire syndrome. This is what I said when you lose energy around certain people. So when you're hanging out with them, having lunch, you're talking to them, and then suddenly you're like, God, I feel so tired. That's a vampire syndrome. And you may feel overwhelming exhaustion, or you may feel like a sense of rage or frustration. You're like, I don't know why I'm so angry. Or you're always being used. You think you somehow need to be punished, hurt, or abandoned if you don't perform your duty. And that's a vampire syndrome, okay? Now, by the way, any of these syndromes could be like holes on your energetic boundaries or tears. You just know you don't feel good around certain people. That's how it feels like, okay? Or certain situations even. Now, the mule is, I've had this for a while. Is there any work for me to do? Give it to me, I'll do it. Come on, what else? And you work long hours and you're so exhausted and you're like, oh, you have a lot of pain, anxiety, like, yep, that happens, okay? So that's a mule syndrome. Now, a psychic sensitive syndrome is somebody who may be a psychic spiritual being, but you know too much. Like you can see ghosts, you can see aliens, you can see pretty much every single being calling you dead, alive, your mother. You just like, they pop up in your face, right? Like, what? They need me. Okay, so like everything is like you're almost scared to turn it on or off because you don't know what's going to happen to you, right? So you look like SpongeBob, but you're absorbing every single physical illness, emotion, thoughts, needs, or problems of the world. Now, some days, you guys, I do feel this way, right? And I'm like, uh-oh, time to clear my energetic boundaries and move them out of my space. But it does happen. If you don't have a name for it, you don't even know it's happening. You just thought you're stressed out, you're like anxious. You can call it whatever medical term you like, but you are sensitive to energies. That's what it means. Okay? Now, the healer syndrome. I think some of you have this. Your heart is so big, but the world is as big as the planet Earth, but then the world doesn't include you. So you see somebody like Vienna's like raising her hand. So you're like, oh, they need me. Oh, I better tend to this cat. I better tend to this dog. I better tend to my neighbor. And then by the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, What did I do today? I don't know. Did I make any money? Not really, because you help every single person that needs help or every single animal that needs help. But at the end, you can be plagued by aches and pains and emotions and problems and even illness that appeared in others. So if you hurt somebody with a lump, suddenly you have a lump. Somebody has cancer, suddenly you have cancer. Somebody has a headache, suddenly you have it. Does this make sense? Like, in other words, you're picking up every single problem that they have. And look at this. You're uncomfortable when someone tries to do something nice for you. And you feel refreshed when you're alone or after you eat a lot of carbohydrates and sugar. So if that's kind of like the symptom of if you have a healer syndrome. Sorry, there's a typo there. Number 6 is the no boundary syndrome. You're hyperactive and constantly overwhelmed, which results in exhaustion and you can't stop. You don't know why. You're hypervigilant. You're feeling endangered or threatened, even though there's no reason for your paranoia. And you have a history of addictive and compulsive behaviors. You may experience insomnia, you can't sleep, right? And you tend to blame others for your personal problems. That is no boundary. It's almost like there's no delineation between your red, your orange, your yellow, nothing. It's just everything and everyone is you. That's kind of hard, right? And the environment syndrome, if you think about, you know how people are sensitive to chemicals and molds and everything else that they diagnose your house to have, that's environment syndrome. So you pick up things from the environment. Let's say you go to a location, like you had a vacation and suddenly like you go to New Orleans and you start feeling all the ghosts there, right? Or you maybe you've gone somewhere and then you notice like, oh, it seems like somebody died in here. Like you just pick up everything around you, like outside your physical body. So that's an environment syndrome. So you can see there's like so many of them, right? There's 7 different syndromes. So my suggestion is you learn your numbers because this is going to really help you. So if you guys close your eyes and you may know what syndrome you have, right? So let's just practice because we can all practice. And when you can practice the numbers, maybe something will change in how you feel. Okay. So everybody, we breathe again. Okay. But this time I want you to put your finger, like index finger above your upper lip and your hand on your belly button. And you're going to close your eyes and you're just going to follow my instructions on number 1. Okay. So I want you to see or sense, remember the rainbow around you, the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, and the purple. So as you breathe in and out of your nose, I want you to visualize the number 1. And why don't you ask your divine guidance to put number 1 exactly where it needs to go? In other words, so I'm going to give you the meaning of 1. Number 1 means initiates and begins. It invokes the creator and brings your needs to a conclusion and puts yourself first. So this is good for victim syndromes like vampire, mule, or healers that cause you to put others first or take on their energy. So as you breathe, pay attention where number 1 needs to be at. And I want you to breathe deeply in and out of your nose, just going up and down vertical. Feel where number 1 needs to be. So sometimes it's behind you, in front, on the side, above, below, it doesn't matter. Just thank number 1 for being there for you. Keep on breathing. Remember, you're number 1 in your life. That's the point. Good. See how that feels? It actually feels good when you're at peace, see? All right, open your eyes for a sec, just relax. Number 2 represents pairing and duality. It balances relationships and creates healthy liaisons and shares power. So for those of you, maybe you're looking for a partner in your life, go ahead and again, put your hand, fingertip above your upper lip and your other hand on your belly button because you want to call your energies back to you, okay? So you want number 2, okay? So this is good if you want to partner with someone, but not give away your power. So go ahead and ask number 2 to go exactly where it needs to go. So some of you could be on your feet or underneath your feet. Some of you may be above your head. You're asking for the right partner to show up for you. Some of you, it doesn't matter where number 2 lands. I just want you to feel the color, even the color like of the aura where you need it, like where it's needed to do what it needs to do. Take a deep breath in. And release. Keep on breathing. Kind of feels good, right? When you have the right partner, either for your personal life or your business, it just feels so much better. Very good. Okay, open your eyes. Number 3 reflects optimism, the number of creation. It brings a beginning and an end together and it ends chaos. 3 is a very healing number. So if you're dealing with a no boundary or environment syndrome and you're constantly in chaos, you better practice 3 every day, right? You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, I got so many things to do. Okay, calm down, heal thyself, then do the work. That's really how I start my day. Okay, so everybody close our eyes and put your fingertip above your upper lip and your hand on your belly button. Now you're gonna go with 3. This is also a number for healing, right? So breathe in and out. Take your time to really heal your aura, your energetic boundary with this number 3. Yes. Oh, feels good. Keep on breathing. Number 3. See where it lands in your aura or even in your chakra. Yes. Keep on breathing, everyone. All right. Now this next one we have is number 4. It signifies foundation and stability. It provides grounding and achieves balance. So usually I like to put it on my feet, you know, especially for those of you whose life changes so much. If you need to squat down to really feel this, go for it. All right, so I'm guided to put my hands together like in a prayer. Remember, 4 is also 4th chakra, right? Heart. So nothing to do with what chakra it is. I'm just telling you, like for me, it relates to my heart. And if I feel very calm and grounded, of course I feel stable. Like it doesn't matter what's happening around me, right? So if you guys want to squat down, go for it. 4 is good for when you're pulled on by others, like you're being pulled in many directions, but you need to ground yourself. It benefits all syndromes. You see, this heart thing is very cool, right? So let's breathe. Foundation and stability. And go ahead and ask number 4 to go where you need to go, because it needs to go. It could be in your head, in your brain. It could be in your heart, so you really know what feels good to you. It could be in your knees, so you can actually move forward. Because it doesn't mean foundation and stability you're not going to change either, right? Sometimes you have to change in order to actually get to where you want to go. Change houses, change partners, change jobs, change businesses, change ideal clients. So bring in 4 so that you can see or sense what's really a good life for you, that your heart really enjoys. Not just your head, but your heart. You really enjoy the person around you, where you're at, your business, the people that you're helping with. Number 4, keep on breathing. Keep on breathing. Oh, you guys are doing so well. I'm feeling the calmness and the peace when the heart is at rest. Smile. Really be happy. Being present in your body in the now feels good. So the 4 went to my eyes, like to see what it is I need to see to be able to really be happy and of service. Good. Breathe. Oh my God, you guys are so cool. Okay, open our eyes. We're going to go to 5. Number 5 means decision making. Promotes and progresses. 5 is actually in numerology change. So this is very good for creating space for decision making. You want to go that way or you want to go this way? You can't try to confuse yourself, because that won't work very good, because you're just going to be stuck. You're not going to move, right? It provides the ability to go in any direction at will. Now, I know for some of us, if we've made the incorrect decision in the past, it's almost like you tell your body or self, wrong, 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 wrong. Okay, you got to stop that. Delete the wrong, 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 wrong. Okay? If you're overworked, you need to stop, right? Because what happens? I just heard from someone that her husband unfortunately got some head infection, like encephalitis, and that's like not good, right? Doesn't matter how much money we have. If that's the case, we go into a panic mode, emergency, right? Our health is very important. So we need to be okay with change, because if we're resisting it, it doesn't quite help us, you guys, okay? Maybe we need a different direction. That's why the universe hits us with the 2x4 saying, stop what you're doing because that's not working. So anything that's repetitive and you want to break the cycle, you may want to put a 5. So let's say you procrastinate a lot, you overthink, you overworry, you overstress. Like anything over, or you overthink and you don't do anything, that's a problem, okay? So let's ask the divine, number 5, where does it go? Close your eyes. Again, you can do your upper lip and your belly button, and ask the divine to please help you where you need to do number 5. Where do you apply number 5? Take a deep breath and release. Breathe in, release. Breathe in, release. So for some of you overstressed, you may put it on the back of the kidneys, mid-back. Some of you overthinking, you may want to put it on your head or inside your head or in the back of your head or neck or heart, doesn't matter, wherever it needs to go. Some of you that have a lot of control issues, you may want to put it on your upper arms or shoulders. That's control issues. A lot of like, I got to make it this way. Okay, just allow the universe to help you. It'll help you really get there faster, actually, with less of your effort. Maybe that's what you want to release, is too much effort, like too much work, not enough fun. So breathe in fun and release excessive effort. You breathe in what you like and you breathe out what no longer serves you. Oh my God, this group is changing like crazy. Oh my Lord. Breathe, keep on breathing, people. Stay there. Stay on number 5. Whew. A lot of breathing. All right. Whew, I think we got to shake that off a bit. Come on, stand up. Shake, 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 shake. You got to come on. Shake, 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 shake. Jump, 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 baby. This is fun, right? Where can you go learn something and have fun? This is good. This is good. Whew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just send them. So one little thing I want you to learn is when you visualize the sun inside of you. That's why I'm wearing yellow today. Okay. So visualize the sun inside of your body and then expand the sun as far away as possible beyond the earth. Because all these worries you guys have, that's just because your head works too much. Your brain and mind works too much. And you want to like, see, the worry is gone. Now come back. Come back to your bubble here. Okay, just as big as your arm. We're going to number 6. So 6 indicates service because, however, it indicates the presence of light and dark, good and evil, and the choices between the two. Call on 6 if you're afflicted by evil. So you know how I said, for some of you, because you travel a lot in different planets and dimensions, sometimes you pick up those things and you don't even know you did, right? You're like, how come I'm so confused right now? Well, guess what? You're not alone. You're not just yourself operating within your body. So you can actually choose higher service, because if you think about it, if you're really busy interacting with others and helping them, you probably don't have a lot of time for the other emergencies that's happening. Okay. So instead of the chaos of the no boundary syndrome, a 6 is good for those with paper doll syndrome, repetitive patterns. Or instead of having a repetitive emergency, why don't you just find a more joyful way of living your life? Instead of problem, 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 you go, ooh, fun, 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 right? So 6 is that. So close your eyes and see where you need number 6, okay? So let's take a deep breath. Again, either prayer position or index finger above your upper lip and your hand on your belly button. Listen to yourself, feel what feels right, and you do that. And ask the divine where to put number 6 in your chakras and aura. A lot of times when I see like holes in my aura or my energetic boundaries, I ask for this number to really send everybody away that's not mine. Send them back where they came from because I don't need them anymore. Goodbye. And just be you, right? Like the beautiful, magnificent you. Yeah. And you can feel that when you have your beautiful boundaries around you and you're protected, it feels good. It feels safe. It feels okay, right? Like it feels like, oh, this is how to live life with ease, grace, and flow. That's one tool you can use. Okay. If you guys are feeling this, so as we're clearing the energies, it's funny because I can feel a lot of you this morning because I think you're expecting something happening. So I pick up the energies of the people that's about to come to my classes because you're almost like knocking on my door. Hey, hey, hey. I'm like, okay, okay, help's on the way. Pay attention, relax. It's going to happen, right? It's just a matter of time. So as we do this process, it's funny how my back, right? Because this morning I was feeling all this heavy energy and that starts to get like I have more space now. Because as I give you guys more tools, the key is for you to use it, right? Otherwise, you keep on paying someone to clear the energy when you can use it yourself and apply these little tools every day in your life. Now, you don't have to apply all the numbers in one day. Obviously, we're doing a fast healing today. But if, let's say, you really like how it felt with a number 3, you do that every day, right? Until you're like bored because it's like, oh, yeah, I got it already. I love myself. We're good to go, right? Then you go to the next number that you want to work on. And then you can muscle test how many days or weeks you need to work on that. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, we're going to go to 7. 7 represents the divine principle and it opens us for love and grace, erasing doubts about the divine path. All right, so again, you're going to bring 7 to any hole or bubble or aura, right, that you need to invoke divine assistance. So perhaps you're always visited by some weird aliens and energies. Put 7 there, okay? Or perhaps there's always some recurring issues you have in your life. Let's put a 7 there, okay? So put our hands on our hearts and just take a deep breath and bring 7 in the energetic boundary. Remember, it's like everywhere around you, front, back, side, top, bottom. Where do you need number 7? Ask for divine assistance. You can even ask the divine assistance to stay there for, let's say, the next 3 weeks, the next 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever you need. Bring it to you, number 7, and the power of that number. Ah, lots of angels around us right now. Thank you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. So you see, the angels are always available if you ask for help. But if you don't ask for help, then they don't come. They're looking at you like, why is she working so hard? Well, she forgot to call me. Oh, well, that's fine. That's how that works, okay? Doesn't that feel good? Number 7? That's my birthday, by the way. Okay. All right, let's go to number 8. 8 is the symbol of power and infinity. It establishes recurring patterns and illuminates karma. It can be used to erase old and entrenched patterns or syndromes. So go ahead and visualize where you need to bring number 8 to break or erase cycles, recurring debt, recurring bankruptcies, recurring bad relationships, recurring health problems. Go for it. Ready? Let's go. So it could be in your belly if you're having some bloating. It could be in your root chakra if you have some recurring money problems, right? It could be in your third eye if you're having to see so many not so good things in your life. So just breathe and feel the power of that. Now, when I break the 8, like if I have a recurring karma about something, literally I see the 2 circles disconnect, almost like 2 zeros will, you know how the 8 looks like that, right? You cut it in half, literally. So just breathe and see what happens though. You don't cut it, you just breathe and ask the divine if it's okay to end that recurring karmic pattern now in this lifetime. Woo. Thank you. Oh my God, there's a lot of help here. So let's take a deep breath and really find this sense of peace, this sense of trust that it's already done, right? It's done. Now, if you keep on bringing it back and talking about it, that's a different story. You bring it back. So you have the power to bring it back. But if you don't keep on bringing it up, then good, you're done with it. See, when it's done, it's done. Unless you want to learn more about it, that's why you keep on bringing it up. That's the only reason for bringing it up. Okay? Number 9 represents change and harmony, eliminates the old and opens us to a new cycle, and it can erase evil. Like when you want to end something, you are done. All right, let's bring 9 wherever you want it to be done. Ready? Go. Could be recurring bad relationships, money problems. It is done. Abuse, old patterns, evil stuff. Come on, let's release all that. It is done. Codependencies, delete. Let's clear all that, right? Let's be done with all our nasty habits that don't really work for us anymore. Send them like a million light years away. Bye-bye. I may send it to 100 light years away. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Ah, this feels so good. Thank you. I am done, done, done. Family drama, done. Okay. All right. So when you want to start over, you're going to have to put 10. Okay. Because you have to build and start over. So isn't that cool though? Because remember, we already know money is energy. Money is unlimited. Since 1781, we shouldn't have worried about money at all. So let's build and start over. We're going to put 10 to boost our new intention, right? Abundance, financial abundance, great relationships, and health. Health and wealth. Are you ready? Let's put 10 wherever we need the 10. Ready? Go. Put it in the chakra and the aura where you want the 10. It could be a new intention to look good. It could be to feel good and to really just think all beautiful invitations coming in. Number 10. Maybe an alignment of number 10. Alignment of all your chakras and auras. Meaning, what you feel, what you think, feel, say, and do always match. That's an alignment. Okay? That's alignment. Number 10. Okay, this time just open your hands and just feel and sense where you need number 11 because that's inspiration. It erases a lot of your self-esteem issues and opens you to divine powers. So 11 is good to access spiritual guidance and transform the storyline that established the syndrome. So if you need it on your higher chakras, you know, the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, go for it. And just thank the divine that it's available to us. Number 11. Maybe you want to put it all over your body on each side because you want to really have your number 11. Ah, that feels good, right? Now put number 12 all over your body because that signifies mastery over your human drama. It accesses your divine self. Excellent for forgiveness. It's very good to support forgiveness. Number 12 all throughout my chakras, my auras, my body. Amen. So now I want you guys, whoever has a business, put a bubble or a house, like a house in a bubble in front of you, and put number 12 on that business because that's success in everything you do. That's number 22, 22. It also helps you to achieve success. So put 22 in your business. Also put 22 in you so then you feel successful. 22. You're partnering with success. To me, when I've shifted the participants, I feel successful. I'm good. That's just very easy. It's kind of like, okay, if they start like this and I start like this and we end differently, it's done, right? And it doesn't take forever. It just happens really quickly. All right, so now we're going to put 33 for teaching and accepting your own wisdom and invokes bravery and discipline. So this is very good for the no boundary syndromes, right? Because you know something, but then when you talk to someone, sometimes they're like, said something, and then you go, oh yeah, maybe that's that. But you doubt yourself. But you already had a guidance. Let's say when you meditated in the morning, you were told to, like, this is what you needed to do, right? So stop listening to every single one outside and really connect to your own guidance. All right, so let's bring in 33 to all our chakras. 1 to 12. Ready? And let's just heal every single cell in our body now, because we can. Through divine wisdom and guidance, bravery and discipline, we are now us, right? We know who we are. So everybody just ground, like either child's pose or squat down. Just feel the earth. I want you to feel what it's like to have every single part of you using the numbers that really felt good to you. As you notice, as we got higher, it felt, for me, it was faster and it was moving really quickly. But I like using the higher plane to make things work, because then I understand easier, like, oh yeah, that was a simple solution. I didn't even have to do this, this, and that. I just had to do that. That's like a shortcut, right? So if you want to practice that every single day, especially if you're such a people pleaser and you're used to doing everything what everybody wants you to do, like you have family, right? And they all tell you what to do. From their perspective, feel good in the morning. That's what I suggest. And then do something, do your activities afterwards, because that's how we learn from one another. I'm not saying that everybody outside of you is bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everybody has their own wishes and wants. And if you don't know what you want for the day, or you don't explain it to someone, you don't share your schedule, calendar, or whatever it is you would like to do at that time, they try to ask you to do something for them, unless you have a good boundary saying, I'm not really available during this time. If you can call me between this and this, then I can really listen to you and attend to your needs.